And it is time to show some love to this poor old driftwood looking Salvage. This is a single shot that used to reside inside of the milk parlor next door where all those porch cats came from. So pretty much just needed something laying around for dispatching the raccoon or other vermin that get into the cattle feed. Except this thing gets acid from the milk parlor equipment washed down, moisture from other daily activities using water, as well as the general levels of methane gas from the cow manure floating around. So yeah, really rough shape. I'll get all these screws pulled out, get the furniture off from this, and figure out what we want to do to this barrel. Besides maybe scrap it, throw it away. But I think I can maybe get after it with a buffing wheel, strip that thing down. Maybe we'll dabble with some Cerakoting or other paints. At this point, really don't have anything to lose because this thing is kind of about garbage. And of course, we'll be helping ourselves to a little Sam Adams cherry wheat. So, gunsmith responsibly, everybody. Again, no firearm or no ammunition on the bench. Firearms unloaded. And we are not modifying this firearm. Ooh. That one's rusted in there. So at this point, we are just disassembling some items to see how destroyed they are from weather. Nice. I think these just have the one screw that holds the barrel to the stock. Oh yeah, pops right apart. Hey, I wonder what type of spiders are nesting in there. Very nasty. Oh yeah, look at that. Safety works as good as always. Of course, Salvage has always had a horrible safety. Pull that bolt out. That is absolutely filthy. And you know, we all do it. We start projects like this. We know better, and then we realize we've got this crap all over our hands when we've got latex gloves sitting on the bench right behind us. Not sure if a parts washer or an engine degreaser vat might be the way to go with this. Maybe we'll try an ultrasonic parts cleaner, see what that does. And we have learned one thing at least, that the audio recording and the ultrasonic detector buzzing do not make for good entertainment. So we will pause, smash the camera stand, pause the video, toss this bolt in there, let that thing do its job, and soak a little bit, and we'll spare you that buzzing annoyance. All right, parts washer is shut off. Shut the heat off. Maybe we'll let that soak a little bit. Did move over to the stock, and for dealing with those spiders, I know most people would just burn the whole stock, but to make sure those little suckers are dead, we're using a little brake parts cleaner. I don't think the brake parts cleaner is really going to hurt this wood at all. And if it kills off any potential little creepy crawlies, all the better. Get this thing outside, give it a good hosing, find my sander, start sanding this stock back down, get some of this rough edge off, and see what we've got for wood stain. What do you think? We'll make this a couple of part series. I think I ought to go a little crazy and grab some deeper, darker color blues, or different colors, grays maybe. Back here in my overflow section, played around with some wood stain a few years ago, just finishing this wall off. So maybe I've got some of these different color blues or grays laying around. I think this color might look pretty slick on that stock. Kind of a whitewashed blue. Or maybe we could do a whitewashed gray. I think the blue. I'm leaning towards that. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Go crazy with this stock, or put it back traditional wood looking. So in the meantime, back to the parts washer. Now I still didn't grab any gloves. But hey, that's how it goes, right? Actually doesn't look too bad for the first go round with it. Brush some of the junk off. The bolt handle's a little rough. This thing might actually be salvageable. Yeah, that's not too bad. We'll obviously open up the tail end of this, get the firing pin, get the spring, hammer, get all that out of here. And I get my extractor, my springs taken apart on this. Clean out all those little passages. And depending on how corroded this interior or this retention spring is, it actually doesn't look too bad. If I don't have any rust on the underside, I can probably keep this spring. So this just holds this extractor in place. So this will slide out. There is, should be a little tiny spring underneath here. See if we can grab that before it ends up on the floor somewhere. Yeah, maybe that just pivots. this off the rest of the way. Inside doesn't look too bad. Throw that back in the parts washer. This side extractor. I think that'll clean up pretty well. Throw that in. This was the first side we took off on the bolt handle side. Throw that in. Firing pin. That grunge and grime. Nope, I gotta remember to stay in camera focus here. Yeah, looks like that was mostly just surface crud. A little bit of oxidation down here on the bottom. And this is the actual firing pin where you smack the rim. That part doesn't look too bad either. Yeah, we'll throw that in the parts washer too. What else have we got on here? I think this front half is pretty stripped. I think that ultrasonic cleaner will get in those little passages and finish cleaning that stuff up. Let's scrape the rest of that hard surfaces off. Get that clean and smooth. Get a coating of oil on it. Yeah, we might be able to save this bolt. Must have another pin holding this thing together. Yeah, I'll have to dig into that a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, we'll finish breaking this thing into pieces. Spring is solid. I'll get that figured out to tear apart. More parts washing time. All right, well, we'll just wipe some of this junk off the barrel. Then leave the rest, I think, for probably part 2. When I get outside and start getting after that wood stock with sandpaper and a sander. Trigger really doesn't look too bad. I think a lot of this was just dust and spider webs stuck on some of the factory lube. I mean, granted, the bluing's all jacked up around here. I'll have to get the safety off, get down in the rest of these passages. Get this stuff cleaned up. So let's call this the single shot Salvage video. Absolutely filthy, but It will shoot. We'll get it cleaned back up. Get all the grunge out of there. Get the bolt cleaned up. Get this nasty spider-ridden stock cleaned up. And then, yeah, let me know what you think on stain. I'm leaning towards maybe blue. Do kind of a light coat so you can still see the wood grain. That'll look fancy. Or maybe we just polyurethane it, leave it like this. Leave her look like the old weathered stump look. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There'll be more.